Hello everyone, welcome to another video. I'm Randy and this is a thread and it was started by Brian at Embryonic Robot. Always love interacting with Brian. He's kind of the Canadian connoisseur of alternative music. His collection's amazing because you see all these albums from the 90s. You know, I was buying CDs and he's showing this vinyl from the 90s that worth a ton of money now. A lot of them are so hard to get, but it's cool to see his collection. And he started a thread called A Thread About Threads, where it's not about doing one of these threads, it's about clothes. It's fashion on album covers, you know, what people are wearing, and so the thread about threads, and I wanted to participate. So I've gathered several albums for my fashion show, shall we say, and well, let's just get started. First one is from Marshall Crenshaw, great pop rock artist, had that big hit with Someday Someway and Cynical Girl, but this is his fourth album called Mary, Jean, and Nine Others. You can see what he's wearing now. Special attention there. Something the Angels might want to wear for all you EC fans. But I always like those shoes. So Marshall Crenshaw is my first example. All right. Then we have Crowded House over from, I think, Australia, but Neil Finn was from New Zealand. So, but I think the other two guys were from Australia, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. But this is their album that really made it big, at least in the U.S., with Something So Strong and Don't Dream It's Over. Now We're Getting Somewhere is another cut I really like on that. But it's like he's got his pajama bottoms on there, and this one has like a volcano on his shirt, and this one's like half one kind of shirt and half another kind of suit coat. I don't know. Then on the back, they're kind of like wearing normal clothes. I don't know. Maybe this should have been the cover. I don't know. But that's my second one. Next, from 1982, we got Gary U.S. Bonds, the album On the Line, and he just looks pretty cool with that leather jacket, the white tie, and the hat. You can see on the other side without the hat, but with the jacket. Just cool looking shot. And this was one Springsteen wrote most of the songs on here, and he and Miami Steve Van Zandt produced it. But and I think the album before that, Springsteen and Miami Steve Van Zandt produced as well. And then there was one after this one that I think Miami Steve was still involved with, and Bruce wasn't. But great album. Actually had I think a charting song on here called Out of Work. But yeah, this was a good album. Gary U.S. Bonds. He had the big hits in the 50s like Quarter Till Three and School Is Out. Maybe that's where Alice Cooper got his idea for School's Out. I don't know. Then I had to show a country artist with what looks like a nudie suit. I think it is. I'm not positive. But this is Red Sovine. His album Giddy Up Go. He was kind of the king of the sad story songs. He had like Teddy Bear was one, and this is a sad one too, Giddy Up Go. But he did some other cool country songs as well. This is on Star Day, which is where George Jones was in his early years. But yeah, fine album by Red Sovine, Giddy Up Go. It's a trucking song, so sad trucking song. Next, I have the Essence of Cool, and that is Nancy Sinatra. This is her album Boots from 1966. She's got the maroon boots and skirt and the striped leggings and top. Just a cool outfit by Nancy Sinatra. It has the big hit on there, These Boots Are Made for Walkin', which was written by Lee Hazelwood, which she would later do a great album with him. But yeah, Nancy Sinatra, Essence of Cool. Then we had Nancy Sinatra, the Essence of Cool. Now we have the Jesus of Cool, and that's Nick Lowe. Although in the U.S. it had to be called Pure Pop for Power People because they I guess they couldn't use the title in the United States. We're pretty uptight here, but has some of the. He has a different outfit on for, I guess, any kind of music he wanted to play. He's got the kind of Maharishi look like there. He's got the Americana look kind of here. He's got the rockabilly look maybe right there. But yeah, outfit for every occasion on there on this Nick Lowe album. And then on the back, got this green outfit with question marks, I think, on it. I guess the Riddler could have used that if he was going to be a musician. But yeah, Nick Lowe, the Jesus of cool. Next, I've got A Date with Elvis, where Elvis is in his military uniform. Got some other shots down below. But I really wanted to use this one because talking about a date with Elvis, then we got another date with Elvis. That's what this album's called by the Cramps, Psycho Billy. But this is mainly, I wanted to show this because of the accessories. She's got the little horns on there and the pitchfork right there. That's kind of a cool outfit. There's the band on the back. And this actually has a song sung by Poison Ivy in here. If I can find, I can't hardly read it. It's too dark to read. But yeah, the Cramps. And speaking of Lee Hazelwood, I've got Lee Hazelwood and Ann Margaret here. Wasn't really as successful as the one he did with Nancy Sinatra, but they kind of got some, like they're dressed for the Old West on this side. Then on the back side, it's like they're in their undergarments. Yeah. And then kind of hardly wearing anything. Yeah, it has a few good songs on here, but yeah, the Cowboy and the Lady, Lee Hazelwood and Ann Margaret, in their cowboy gear, not Victorian. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. All right, next I have the rockabilly artist, a Bear Family release called "You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet." Curtis Gordon, and there he is with the band. They all got the blue pants, the tan shirt, and they're all wearing these little kerchiefs to match the pants. He's in his white outfit. I guess he was a good guy, but with a cool car actually. But yeah, Curtis Gordon. These are compilations, all from the early '50s. Interesting rockabilly artist. There's Curtis in the back. Kind of influenced also by Bob Wills and Jimmy Rogers. A lot of country in his rockabilly, of course. You know, that goes without saying. Next I have Glenn Campbell and Bobby Gentry. Bobby in that blue pantsuit, and Glenn looking all 60s smooth there with his turtleneck and peace necklace there. But yeah, love both. This is a really good album by both of them. But Bobby Gentry and Glenn Campbell. All right, next I got the power pop group from Hoboken, New Jersey, home of Frank Sinatra's birthplace. And there they are. And if you can look at their outfits, it's quite the shirts they have on. And it looks like, you know, kind of those, for Christmas, you'd have those ugly sweater day. That's kind of what it looks like. And then they got their ugly sweaters on the back. So yeah, the Bongos. This album came out and it's not listed on here. But anyway, I think the late 80s. Yeah. Bongos. And then the last one I'm going to show Brian also showed kind of Sans clothing as well, and that's Man, a Welsh band with kind of progressive rock. This calls it Psych Prog, and this is their debut from 1969. It's a reissue, but yeah. So bunch of clothing and a little Sans clothing at the end, And hope everyone's doing well. I was interested to see anybody else that participates in Brian's thread, and hope everyone's doing well.